Biodiversity. Just a second. Okay, biodiversity. So this is just for Ayush, so he can connect with the new chapter, that is chapter number 20th, and you will do the revision, both Rishikesh and Srivastava. So bios means life and diversity means variety. Okay, so there is a variety in life forms. In life forms, or we can call them organisms. Okay, so when there are different kind of organisms present on the earth, then that is known as biodiversity. Is it okay, Ayush?
Yeah.
Okay. So for example, if I consider a place over here and a place over here the 10 animals are there, but all 10 are different. All 10 are different. Okay. Here also 10 animals are there, but all of them are cow only. So yeah, here you can find cow and buffalo, goat, mostly all of the herbivores you are finding over here. So can you please tell me where is the diversity present in A or in B? Because they both have 10 organisms, 10 here and 10 here. The number is not changed. Number is same. Ayush, this is for you, bache.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where you are finding more diversity?
In A.
Yeah, correct. So in A, even if you have only one organism in each section or each type of organism, but what is happening over here that you are having different or the variety of organism over here. Okay, but in case of B, you are having organism over there, the number is same, but only cow you are having, no diversity at all. So in on earth there is always a food chain and food web is going on. Food chain and food web is going on. So what is food chain? It is very simple, like grasses are there. On this grasses, grasshopper will feed. On this grasshopper, who will feed? Frog will feed. On frog, who will feed? Snake will feed. On snake, a hawk will feed. So hawk is the large bird actually. So in this manner, every organism is dependent on the other organism. We are also dependent upon all the herbivores as well as the plants also. So we are dependent on both plants as well as animals. So there is always an interlinking between organisms. If one of the organisms is not there, that chain is broken down. Okay. So just to maintain that balance, we need biodiversity. Otherwise, what will happen? This earth will collapse easily. Okay. So it has been said till now that if there is any chance of loss of biodiversity due to human activities, there is lots and lots of chance that the related organism to that particular organism will also vanish. So in this manner, the biodiversity which we have done in the previous chapters, this topic we have already covered. And now we are going to do that how this biodiversity has been created on earth, which we will start from the origin of earth and origin of universe in the chapter number 20. Okay. So I'm going to start the new chapter for today. That is chapter number 20. Just wait for a second. Okay, so this is History of Life on Earth, chapter number 20th, module number 5, that is the living world. Okay, so here the main thing which they are talking about is evolution, and some of the things which you need to understand, that what is evolution and what did happen in the early or primitive earth. Okay, so it was believed that it is just kind of a story. So it was believed that all things are theories because at that time no human, no life was there. They just thought that at that time the earth was like this. Okay, so they just thought that during the primitive earth atmosphere it was not suitable for any living organism to survive because it was a hot ball of gas. So the temperature was exceeding 100 degrees Celsius to 150 or 200 degrees Celsius, even more than that was present over there. So at that temperature, having living or the life form at that temperature won't be possible. So what has happened that these many changes happened, or what has happened from then till now, that a human, a multicellular organism or a complex organism has been formed where the life wasn't possible in the earlier time. So how it has been happened? So in this chapter we are going to do all the evolutionary theory. So the process through which a single cell is modified or the originated on the earth and modified themselves into a multi-cell or a complex cell, that all the process is what? Evolution. Got it? So in this chapter we are going to do all those things. So in solar system, do you know what is Milky Way or the galaxy? Anybody, if you are listening, can you please tell me what is Milky Way? Because it is like a kind of GK. That is why it is not a concept actually. It is kind of GK. That is why I'm asking what is Milky Way.
The galaxy in which we live.
Yeah, so the galaxy in which we live is a Milky Way. In Hindi, it is also known as Akash Ganga. Okay, so this Milky Way is what basically it is stars which are closely placed together over there. And when you look it from the far, it looks like that a milk is present because of the luminescence which is coming out from the star. So basically, which you are seeing the light in the star, it is not actually a light. It is a gas which illuminate or which what generate electrons and give the heat. And because of that heat, what is happening? That light is emitting out. Okay, so that is actually not a light. It is a hot ball of gas like the earth only. Okay, so you all know that there are 8 planets which revolves around the sun. I don't think so that I have to mention. So it was believed that the whole universe which came from a Big Bang theory. It came from a Big Bang theory, and Big Bang theory suggests what?
There was an explosion and everything came out.
Yeah. So the Big Bang theory suggests that there was an explosion. Okay, so just first they thought that the universe was a point mass, up to a point mass, and suddenly what happened? Reaction started, and because of that reaction this point mass exploded. This point mass exploded, and because of the explosion what happened? Universe has been formed, and this universe and this complete theory was supported by each and every scientist and known as Big Bang theory. And what they believe, it happened around 20 million years ago. Okay, so this Big Bang theory was accepted by all the scientists. This is just a theory, it is not actual proof, first of all. So in case of evolution, most of the things are theory. Those are not proven by anybody. Okay, so this Big Bang theory was not proven. Whenever it comes to the experiment thing, I'll tell you that through this experiment it has been proven. Okay, so the Big Bang theory was not proven by anybody, but this was the theory, and all the scientists just believed that yeah, it was really a point mass. It exploded and formed the universe. So just like our universe, there are so many universe present in so many galaxies are present on in this universe. Like our solar system with 8 planets are there with one sun, and different moons are present on each and every planet. Some have 8 moons, some have 2 moons, we have one moon. Okay, in the similar way, there is another galaxy or another type of galaxy present into the universe, and there are so many galaxies which are present, and all the galaxies are formed through Big Bang theories only. Okay, so this was the theory presented by all the scientists. The next thing they suggested was the origin of Earth. Origin of Earth. So what do you think that origin of Earth has taken place? Like if we suppose that the origin of Earth has been taken place, it is not that much older like universe. So after the universe formation or after the Big Bang theory formulation, what they said that the origin of Earth was not that much old, and it is as compared to the complete universe is younger. So origin of Earth was suggested is this around 5 million years ago. It was around 5 million years ago. That was 20 million years ago. This was 5 million years ago. And the life on the earth was around 3.5 million years ago. Was around 3.5 million years ago. So how much of time they required to stabilize? Around 1.5 million years. Okay, it required to stabilize the earth. So the origin of life on the earth was concluded by the scientist Oparin and Haldane. These were the two scientists. So what they said, just listen it to very carefully, because it was being experimentally proved. They just given the theory. They both have given their theory that what they said that during the initial times, the earth was the hot ball of gases. So many gases were present on the surface of the earth. And these gases does not include oxygen. It includes hydrogen, it includes ammonia, it includes methane. So these were the main gases, including water vapor. So oxygen was present, but in the combined form of water vapors. Okay. So they just believed that, they just said that this was the atmosphere initially, and the temperature was around 800 degrees Celsius. It was around 800 degrees Celsius. So at that temperature, no life form was there. But suddenly what happened? Suddenly or gradually, sorry, not suddenly, gradually what happened? This earth cools down or cooled down by series of rainfall, so just suppose this is the surface of earth, these are the clouds, so these clouds are of ammonia, methane, hydrogen, and water vapors mostly. So what has happened here, because of the rainfall and because of the 800 degrees Celsius, these clouds may have collided and produced lightning. And because of the lightning and the water vapors, they start the rains. So at first, it is not like that one time it happened and the earth was flooded. It was not like that. So whenever there was a rainfall, because of the high temperature, they again move back into the clouds. Okay. So this process was continuous. Like the rainfall is coming, then again due to high temperature, they are forming the clouds. Again, this process continues for several million years. And then what happened? Gradually, this 800 degrees Celsius soon became 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. Because of this lower temperature, now what happened? Because of this lower temperature, molecules started to stabilize. Molecule started to stabilize. And what is happening after stabilization? After stabilization, these molecules like NH3, methane, hydrogen, water molecules, they became into the water and started to form a chain-like structure. They started to form a chain-like structure, and these chain-like structure are known as amino acids. These chain-like structure are known as amino acids. So they just thought like this, that amino acid has been formed, then the protein has been formed, and this protein is formed to make what? DNA and RNA finally. So this was their theory. Now the two scientists came, that is the Urey and Miller. Okay, so they experimentally proved the hypothesis of Oparin and Helden. Okay, they experimentally proved the hypothesis or the theory, which was given by Oparin and Helden. So now what is happening? What they did? They did an experimental setup. So in that experimental setup, what was there? Just see the diagram. Here is the diagram. If you can see Ayush, Rishikesh and Sriniket. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So if you see, there was a glass rod tube over here. So here there are different chambers they have made. So over here the boiling water was placed, and this boiling water will create a atmosphere. They created an atmosphere of primitive earth. They have arranged electrode to generate electricity and lightning effect. Okay, so the temperature of boiling water is increased up to the 200 or 400 degrees Celsius, and there was a condenser also just to cool down all the gases. Okay, so now what is happening? This boiling water will generate what? It will generate water vapors. These water vapors will move over here, and they will come over here. So now you can see they have arranged the gases like the primitive earth. It was having methane, ammonia, hydrogen, and the water vapors. So water vapors are coming from this boiling water. So whenever these are coming here, so they are forming the clouds mixing with the gases. Now, after the electrodes or electric discharge, these clouds are colliding with each other, or whenever they are coming downwards because of the condenser helps in the process of condensation. And as you all know, condensation is basically what? When the gases molecules are converted into the liquid molecules. That is the process of condensation. That is the rainfall is the best example of condensation. So whenever the high temperature thing is cooled down and converted into liquid form, that is the process of condensation. And here condenser is working as a condensation process. So whenever they are coming over here, they will come into the liquid form and they are got trapped over here. So when they checked this water, which was trapped over here, which is coming from the boiling water, then they are moving towards this chamber where the gases was there, then moving to the condenser, and this water is collected over here. So the Oparin held an experiment concluded what? So, okay. So the water which was collected, okay. So this water consists of simple amino acids. Simple amino acids. So simple amino acid, the name was glycine. So what they concluded? They concluded that the theory which was presented by Operin and Helden was correct. The simpler amino acids were formed over the previous or primitive Earth, and these amino acids have joined together to form a chain of protein, and this protein only formed the RNA and DNA. So this was a theory presented by the Operin and Helden and proved by the scientists Urey and Miller through the experiment. So from this, if you can connect with the previous chapter, Rishiken and Sriniket, I have told you a group of bacteria, basically archaebacteria or archaea. So archae means primitive. So the primitive type of bacteria was there on the early Earth, on the early Earth. So this group is known as archaea. So this archaea is those bacteria which are living in acidic concentration, high temperature, basic concentration, highly basic concentration, okay, and at chilling temperature also. So these are the characteristic of archaebacteria, and these are the similar characteristic of our primitive Earth, So archaebacteria is a group of bacteria which is found at a particular place. It is not present like simple bacteria which can be found over your skin. It can be on your phone, on your laptop, on the like walls or in the air. So the true bacteria which is basically found everywhere, archaebacteria are not similar to them. These are found only at particular places which are having the drastic condition in which the organism or the simple person or simple organism or simple cell cannot survive. In acidic concentration, we simple as an organism, we cannot survive even though we are multicellular. In more basic concentration, we are also not able to survive. At high temperature, it is around 100 degrees Celsius to 170 degrees Celsius or 110 degrees Celsius. So right now at 40 degrees Celsius, we are not able to survive. So how can we survive above 100 degrees Celsius? Okay. So these are the very drastic condition where these bacteria are surviving, are known as archaebacteria, and it was believed that these are present from the primitive Earth only. So these were the first who colonized the Earth. So this was the thing which was related with the starting or the origin of species, how it has been started, given by the scientist a theory, that is the Operin and Helden theory, and experimentally proved by Urey and Miller experiments. So if you have any doubt, Rishikesh, Ayush, Sriniket, I can repeat it for you. Now you can tell me.
No, ma'am, I don't have any doubt.
Ayush and Sriniket.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are getting everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay. So now this thing we have, yeah, Sriniket. So this thing we have done. So there is something that is also known as the diversification of life. So we have just understood that this is how the DNA or RNA in the cell came, or the cell came in this manner. So this we talked about the cell. We haven't talked about that how a cow has been formed, how fishes has been formed, how frogs has been formed, how salamanders has been formed, how the primitive porifera, coelenterata, which we have done in the previous classes, how they have been formed, how they diversified, how the shrubs has been formed, how herbs and these big trees has been formed. We haven't understood those things. So it was said that during initial condition, there was no oxygen over there. There was no oxygen over there. So at that time, the atmosphere, we call it as a reducing type of atmosphere because of the hydrogen abundance. The atmosphere was reducing. So mainly reduction is happening. But as the plants came, that is algae, bryophytes, what else was there? Pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms came. Then oxygen start evolving, and because of the oxygen evolution, now the temperature in which we are living is oxidizing type. It's oxidizing. Okay, so first it was reducing type. Okay, and now it is oxidizing type, means oxidation is taking place. Means oxidation is taking place. So if I want to say that oxygen wasn't there on initial Earth, so mainly organism was aerobic or anaerobic? Rishikesh.
Arabic.
If oxygen is not there, then it will be Ayush. Can you tell me?
Anaerobic.
Yeah, correct, Ayush. Very nice. So the if oxygen is not there, then that condition will be anaerobic. Okay, means without oxygen. And if oxygen started, then the condition is aerobic. It is aerobic. So in the initial like the initial organisms which was present on the earth, they were mostly anaerobic. But after the evolution of algae or the plants, basically the oxygen started evolving, and now the organisms, they transferred themselves into the aerobic ones. They transferred themselves into the aerobic ones. Okay, so the notes of this chapter are available into the resource section. I think so you are referring to those notes, Sriniket, Rishikesh, and I just want Ayush to refer all those notes. Ayush, recordings are also present for the previous classes. Anyhow, I'll try to connect and cover it for you as well, that which we have done in the previous classes, those two chapters. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So after the oxygen evolution, so this evolution occurred because of the plant's development or the plant formation. After the formation of plants, the condition now is the aerobic. Now the organisms are mostly aerobic. It doesn't mean that anaerobic has been died. Anaerobic doesn't, they do not require what oxygen, so they do not affected by the presence and absence of oxygen. So the organisms which they have transferred themselves from anaerobic to aerobic, only those organisms required oxygen. Okay, and the new life forms after the evolution of plants. After the evolution of plants, new life form also required oxygen. So what were those forms? So these forms are classified according to the periods, that at this time this has been evolved, at this time this has been evolved, and after these many series they have divided into certain periods and epochs. So these certain periods and epochs are presented over here. If you can see, this is a era are bigger, then periods are smaller duration, epoch are more smaller, then the ages in million years are given, and the major events are given, what was happened at the earlier time. So we will start from the pre-Cambrian period, which is not classified into anything. So this pre-Cambrian is just before the Cambrian of Paleozoic, if you can see that. Before the Cambrian, the pre-Cambrian period is there, and they have mentioned the year also, that at what time it was there. So it was 4.5, like 4,500 million years ago, the origin of Earth was happened. Then the origin of life was happened. Then after, the oxygen buildup started into the atmosphere slowly. Then the eukaryotes came, origin of animals came. Okay, Ayush, do you know what is a eukaryote? What is a prokaryote?
Mm, no.
Okay, then I'll tell you. So what is eukaryote and what is prokaryote? First, you must understand that thing, so it won't be that much difficult to understand this table. So a prokaryote and a eukaryote. So see, Ayush, there are two types of organisms present on the earth. They can either be a prokaryote or a eukaryote. No in between things are present. Okay. A prokaryote is basically a cell type. It is a cell type, and eukaryote is also a cell type. In prokaryote, a cell is there with a cell wall or cell membrane. Cytoplasm will be there, a liquid content, and inside cytoplasm there is DNA, RNA or genetic material. Okay, so now what is happening? You just have to remember that this DNA, RNA, genetic material is directly present into the cytoplasm. But as we compare it from the eukaryotic cell, cytoplasm is there, cell membrane is present, cell wall is present in case of plant cell. If there is a different compartment, that is known as nucleus. That is known as nucleus if it is present over there. And in this compartment, DNA and RNA is present. So now if you can see, there is a compartmentalization in case of eukaryote. Now the DNA and RNA is being separated out from the cytoplasm and has been kept into a different compartment. As we see in the prokaryotes, it is not there. So there is a basic difference. This is the basic difference of a eukaryote and a prokaryote cell. Eukaryote cell is always an advanced cell as compared to a prokaryotic cell. So all the bacteria and mostly the virus, they come under to the prokaryotes. They come into the prokaryotes. But as we compared the higher organism like the yeast, like if we'll say algae, we'll say fungi. If we say fishes, birds, everybody will have a eukaryotic cell. Got it? Ayush.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, what we were doing. So you. Okay. Oh, just a second. Okay. So here were we. Oh. Okay. So now the origin of eukaryotes has been occurred, then origin of animal, then only origin of invertebrates, phyla. Invertebrates are without vertebral column. Then the first vertebrates, that is jawless fishes, occur. Jawless fishes are basically which do not have jaws, like teeth and all, they do not have. Okay. So colonization of lands by plants. First amphibian and insect come into the Devonian period. Then Carboniferous period, forest was there. In Permian period, radiation of reptiles are there. In Mesozoic era, this is, if you have seen, I think so, or many students have seen this picture, Jurassic Park. Yes or no?
Yeah.
No, ma'am, I'm not saying.
You must see that picture. It is very nice. Okay.
Can you repeat the name?
Jurassic Park. Jurassic. It is on dinosaurs. Haven't? Okay. Now, this Mesozoic era has been classified into three, that is Jurassic period, and Cretaceous period. So this Jurassic period is basically for the dominance of gymnosperm, that is basically a type of plants, and the first dinosaur and mammals came over here. In Jurassic, dinosaur was dominant over there. That is why the name of the movie is Jurassic Park. And in Cretaceous period, dinosaur became extinct. Those extinction occurred. It was believed that a meteor was it was hit on the earth, and because of the change in the atmosphere and gases which was released from the meteor, and that causes suffocation, and because of that suffocation those dinosaurs died and completely wiped out in a single go. Okay, nobody survived regarding to the dinosaurs, but the organisms which were living into the grounds, into the burrows, they survived on the earth. It was not like that with dinosaur all the species has been extinct. Only dinosaur extinct, and the species which was living on the earth surface, but the species who were living into the burrows or into the sea, they survived. Okay. Next, the era Coenozoic. It is divided into tertiary and quaternary. In tertiary, the epochs are there: Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, and Pliocene. Okay, so Paleocene is basically the birds and mammals radiation. Radiation means diversification. And then in Eocene, angiosperm, this is also a type of plants. Oligocene, most of the mammals were there. And in case of So in case of Miocene and Pliocene, there is a radiation of mammals, basically diversification of mammals was there. And in case of Pleistocene, there was Ice Age, and the movie is also there. If you have remembered, there was a mammoth at that time, and saber-toothed, if you have seen, I don't know, you have saber-toothed tiger and the lions were there at that time, which having huge teeth, and it was literally at that time they were present at the time of Ice Age, and the earth was completely covered with ice in case of Ice Age. In the quaternary period or the recent period, which is going still right now, it's a recent quaternary period. Okay, so this is actually geological time scale. This is what geological time scale, which tells you that in what era and at what time, at a what particular years back, what has been happened, and how the life forms has been originated step by step in different periods and eras. Okay, so the most of the important thing is this Jurassic period, that is the dinosaur dominance. Then the fishes and amphibians is of Devonian period, that is important. And most of the angiosperm has been formed into the Eocene. It is very important. Okay, so today we'll do this much only. Already we have covered